Hey, I just want to talk about it's December 1st, 2023. Yeah, God, it's weird saying that because it feels like it's already 2024, but then it also feels like it's like 2022. So, December 1st, 2023. I brought up a little bit ago that I used to live in Tampa, in the Tampa area, West Coast side of Florida. And when I lived on the West Coast side of Florida, that's where the bay is and where the Gulf is. So you get a mixture of fresh water and salt water. And if you're familiar with Florida at all, you know that it typically rains basically every day, shortly. It's not, it's a brief rain. It's not like where you're up in New York and you get like slammed for fucking hours with a thunderstorm. I mean, sometimes that happens, yes, but in Florida, it's because it's so hot and dry, it rains every single day. And because we are on the West Coast surrounded by salt and fresh water, there really should be no excuse for what the fuck they're implementing right now. So because I used to live on in that side of town in Florida, I got a text message from the county. You know how they do like the emergency alerts now, and they said, well, they told me on Friday, November 17th at 3:22 p.m. And if you're familiar with your numbers, yeah, there you go. Well, I'm not gonna conclude that until I'm finished, but I have other circumstantial evidence that we're going to rack up. So on Friday, November 17th at 3:22 p.m., I got a text: new water restrictions starting December 1st. Residents can water their lawns once a week. Know your watering day and avoid fines. So not only are they now taking away water that is fucking God given to me, that I could go outside, open my fucking mouth if it's raining, like, hi, water, just fucking pour in my fucking mouth right here. You're telling me I'm gonna get fucking fined? You're telling me if I'm outside and it's not my watering day, first of all, the fuck wrote this shit? Shame on you. Learn some fucking rhetoric. Learn how to write. Fucking dumbasses here. Try to write more in like fucking active voice. You know, your fucking semantics, your syntax sounds like fucking shit. I can't stand you fucks. So anyway, you're gonna fucking find me if well, I'm not even in the Tampa anymore, so this doesn't apply to me right this second. But that's the reason I'm doing this recording. They remember. I'm gonna say remember as if I was alive. Back in the day, I don't know if it must have been either the Vietnam War or I think it was the Vietnam, maybe it was the Cold War. I don't fucking know. It was one of those fucking wars I went alive. And my dad was not in the war, so it was not Vietnam. Okay, so gas. Remember they did this with gas, where you were like A or B, and if it was an A day, you could go get gas, and if it was a B day, you could get gas. That's what this essentially to me is. If it's like it says, what know your watering day, huh? Like it's a fucking fun thing, like as if there's really a drought that is. They're saying it's because of overpopulation, and that is just a fucking lie. Guys, please listen to me. We are not overpopulated. We are not overpopulated. We are not overpopulated. And if you fucking think we are, prove me wrong and give me another source that isn't fucking Wikipedia. Jesus fucking Christ. Or a fucking tweet from someone online. I want to see you put in work and research if you're gonna fucking talk to me about some shit. I want to be educated. I want you to prove me wrong. But prove it to me wrong properly. Go on Google Scholar, for God's sakes. Try to find something that I can verify and cite and feel confident if I was going to teach and put out this shit. So anyway, let's talk about our fucking watering times. Or else you get fined, because it's not enough that you breathe and, you already pay taxes. Now, if you're outside and you're giving your fucking tree a little bit more water than you shouldn't, it's not the tree's job. It's not a day for the trees. But okay, I'm getting off topic. My point being here is, why are they doing this, right? What's the point? Why are they doing this? This is my theory, opinion, faith, Anna Gold. No one else can fucking take this shit. I understand that in Florida, it's usually warm all year round. But I mean, living there, I know it would get somewhat chillier during the fall and the winter, right? So, regardless, again, you give someone an inch, they're going to take a mile. It's a starting point. So, all right, if you live somewhere where there was like 4 seasons year round, like New York, if you were going to plant stuff to grow crops, you would not plant that in December, would you? You would likely plant that in the warmer months, like March or April, when Aries or Taurus comes around. And so these restrictions are starting now because no one's going to really see the effect of what it's going to do until it's done. That's why I had to speak up about it, because no one's realizing that you're telling people they can't go out and water their food. You're telling people they can't go out and water their plants, okay? What's this going to do? This is going to affect people's supply of food, supply of resources, okay? This is going to dry us out, because once the restrictions are in effect, I believe, until June. I seriously think it's in effect until June. It says, oh my God, they talk about reclaimed water. This order affects all water use activities associated with lawn and landscape use in unincorporated Hillsborough. Okay, so that kind of ignore what I just said. Just because it's an unincorporated county doesn't mean anything. Okay. This order affects all water use and activities associated with lawn and landscape use by publicly supplied drinking water, well water, ponds, lakes, and streams. The use of reclaimed water for lawn and landscape use is exempt from this order. So what exactly is reclaimed water? Like, you take a shit and then like recycle the water? Use reclaimed water for irrigation any day of the week, but it is prohibited. Why is it prohibited? This is such a fucking this is regulation over my body. I gotta get people in on here. I gotta invite people in on here. How do I invite people? I don't know how to do this shit. How do I do this shit? Invite co-hosts. I don't want a fucking co-host. I'm pissed. I need a speaker. I don't know how to. Shit. I'll come back. I just want to add in one last little section for anyone who's going to challenge this, because I know it's going to come up, is the fact that, okay, let's just say that we are in a drought. Let's say Florida is seeing a little bit of a drought right now. Okay. Does that excuse this, this order? By the way, it's an order, which means it is coming from the executive branch, which means coming from the governor's office, which means that, I don't know. I look at the executive branch like it's the president. So I look at it as like, I don't look at it as if it is a law that that the legislator passes. I look at it as like, it's like immediately put into effect by the governor. And so let's just say we are in a drought. I don't think that the order should be something that is any kind of long period of time. It should be something brief. It should be something that is monitored, something that we can, like, has a scientific method that you can like measure and see progress or something like that. But I don't think that it. And where was the referendum? Doesn't something like this need a referendum? Notice and I know I'm saying that wrong. Notice and a vote, in Florida. So, but I want to say that it doesn't matter, even if we are seeing a little bit of a drought, then it doesn't excuse cutting people's water this long. And it doesn't excuse the regulation on your body. Like, it's literally telling you cannot go and pick up your hose and water your plants or do whatever you want in your private property. That sounds like a Fifth Amendment taking to me, but I'm not going to go that deep. Sounds like fucking eminent domain. How about some just compensation? No. And ain't no one want to fucking compensate me for my time. Ain't no one want to compensate me for shit. Like, all right, I'm going to shut up now. Definitely answer the poll. Support. I need the support. Love y'all.
Hey, so isn't it interesting that people are just so accepting of, oh, yes, Florida is in a drought and we need to implement these rules. And if I'm out on my non watering day, then I might be fined. And yet, our border is so, oh my God, horrible, completely open, unprotected, and yet we sit and we pay taxes to pay these people's salaries to protect this shit, and we turn around like fucking imbeciles and say, "Oh, yep, I said you're out. I'm out. It's not my watering day, so you know." I might get fined, and if I get fined $250, I'm gonna pay it to the government. Like, you fucking retards, yo. Oh my God. It's just embarrassing at this point. The cognitive dissonance. How do you stand against one and stand by the other and vice versa? It just does not fit.